When you seek traditional publishing for your nonfiction book, you don't actually write the book and send it off. I know, it's kind of weird. But instead of writing it and sending it off, you have to write instead what's called a book proposal. This is an essential business document that is expected by industry gatekeepers. It's what they are going to use to decide whether or not to partner with you to publish this book. So today, in this video, we are going to talk about the big three things a book proposal has to convey to attract these people who are going to make that decision. I'm Ann Croker, writing coach. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a regular, welcome back. On this channel, I'm sharing my best tips and training, skills and strategies to help you improve your craft, pursue publishing, and achieve your writing goals. Make sure to subscribe if you're looking for input and confidence to help you establish and advance your writing career. If you are seeking traditional publishing for your nonfiction book, you will eventually have to write the complete book. But before that, you have to land a book deal. And to land a book deal, you're going to need that book proposal. A polished professional proposal will do the work of selling your book to these publishing professionals. The proposal's job is to convince these decision makers that you have what they're looking for. And that's why you need to craft a compelling proposal. Your proposal needs to show them, prove to them, you have three key things in place. The first is a concept that pops. When someone is reviewing a stack of proposals, whether that's a literal stack printed off and sitting on their desk, or a list of virtual files that they're going to go through on their computer, either way, you want yours to stand out. And the way to do that is to have a proposal that will pop out from the rest. These agents and editors are flipping through 20 or more proposals a day. They've seen the same topics and subjects time after time, but they're looking for the one that's going to stand out. They really want to find a project that's going to work. They are on the lookout for a writer who will bring them a fresh angle. So your job is to develop a concept that proves you know your readers' concerns, issues, problems, and that you know how to address them. You know how to help them transform, how to get the results they're looking for. You need to show these decision makers that you have a book with a promise, a book that delivers on that promise. Demonstrate that you have something valuable to contribute to the larger conversation on this topic. When you do, the agent will see this and say, wow, hey, this is different, and I think it can sell. I'm going to take a closer look. When you nail your concept and convey it clearly in a proposal, you're on your way to attracting the interest of this agent or editor. But it can't do it alone. You need a second thing, and that is writing that sings. That's right. In this proposal, you're also going to demonstrate that you can write well. You can write in a way that will captivate readers. The agent or editor reviewing your proposal, they're going to get hints of your voice and your style in the various elements of the proposal, but especially in the sample chapters. They can tell if you've landed on an appropriate voice for this topic and for your intended audience. They want to know that you can land on the right tone that your audience will respond to. After all, a leadership book intended for CEOs will have a different tone and approach than a book intended to encourage mothers of preschoolers. While these professionals may tend to gravitate to writing that has a bit of a literary flair, in the end, what they really are looking for is good, solid writing appropriate for this topic. You don't have to write like Annie Dillard to land a book deal, but you do want to make sure your proposal is clean and error-free so they can see you're a professional writer who handles words well. With a concept that pops and writing that sings, you have 2 out of the 3 things in place for your proposal, and your decision maker is going to be really excited. They're going to look to see if you have the 3rd thing in place. The 3rd thing you need in place to attract the interest of an editor and an agent is personal brand and platform. With this proposal, you're trying to prove that you are the ideal person to write this book. Now, you can do this in a lot of different ways. You can highlight, for example, your background, your education, your training, your skills. But imagine this. If the agent with your proposal searches your name, what are they going to find? What are they going to learn about you as a writer? Have you created content that's related to this project that you're proposing? Or will they find that you have an audience already interested in what you have to say? People who are following you online on social media. Whether you realize it or not, whether you have intentionally worked on it or not, you already have a personal and author brand. Tim Ferriss has said that at its most basic, personal brand is what comes to mind when people hear your name. So whether or not you've been consciously steering people toward a particular idea or subject matter and trying to connect that to your name, it's been building over time. The things you've put out into the world are being connected to your name. I hope that when people hear the name Ann Croker, they think writing coach. And that's been a conscious decision on my part. I've made decisions to that end. It reflects who I am, everything from my education, my experience, previous jobs that I've held, but it also reflects choices I've made about content that I've written or produced in some way, and my social media interaction. All of it works together to try to reinforce this idea that my name, Ann Croker, is connected to this idea of writing coach. And that means if I were to bring a project of some kind related to writing, it would be easier for me to maybe, hopefully, convince the decision maker that I'm the perfect person to write this book about writing, because I'm a writing coach and I have this long history of being a writer, editor, and all these other roles. So it all fits together. That's all together working as personal brand. But that other aspect is in there as well, and that's platform. Your personal brand has a corresponding platform, and the platform is all the ways that you, as your author brand, reach and retain ideal readers. When that person does that search to find out more about you, what will they find when it comes to platform-related information? Right away, they're going to see social media numbers, so that's out there in public and out in the open. But then also, will they get a hint of you being an active person bringing people onto your email list? They can't know the number unless you tell them how many people are subscribed, but they can see if that's something you're actively trying to do. Will they see that you've been at these speaking engagements? That is a kind of platform effort. They can see that you're being requested to speak on this topic. So I say all this because you can start making those decisions now, making content decisions, social media interaction. You can seek speaking engagements. You can start doing those kinds of platform-related efforts that are coming out of who you are as an author, that author brand. You can do that now so that when you do pitch this project and they request your proposal, hopefully you'll have more and more evidence showing that you are the perfect person to write this book. The reason publishers are interested in your platform is because they're going to look at your numbers and the people you can reach and think about how they can amplify that with their efforts. And then together, that gives them an idea of how many books they might sell if they partner with you to publish your book. And to be honest, the number one reason that book proposals get turned down is due to lack of platform. So this is something to tend to. It's something you can influence. It's something you can change. Besides, the efforts you make to build your platform, it gives you a way to reach people now. You don't have to wait a year or two for your book to come out. You can be helping them now. And it allows you to have a way to sort of vet and validate some of the ideas that you've got going in your mind related to this topic. In fact, that can be really interesting to add to the proposal, to show that there is evidence that the things you're talking about or will talk about in the book, that people are interested in that. They're responding to you already. Regardless, I think the efforts you make to build a platform to reach and retain readers, I think you'll find it rewarding yourself. Even if you weren't working on platform in order to attract the interest of these publishing professionals, I think you'll just enjoy reaching more people and making an impact on their lives. The same impulse in you that prompted you to want to write this book can be the same impulse that causes you to come up with some creative ideas to reach out into the world and help people and help them find the answers they're looking for, the encouragement they crave. So if you have an impressive author brand and platform, writing that sings, and a concept that pops, you have the 3 things you need to create an irresistible project that will definitely draw the interest of agents and editors. I have a free on-demand webinar that goes into more detail about all 3 of these elements, and they can help you understand why you need a book proposal if you want to write a nonfiction book for the traditional market. The information for that webinar is going to be in the description below. If you're realizing that platform is going to be your biggest challenge, I offer support for that through a membership program called Your Platform Matters. You can get there by going to yourplatformmatters.com. I'll also have that information in the description. I'm just trying to come up with some really solid ways for you to make an impact now on the readers you're trying to reach with your project. Together, we're working on ways to establish and expand your reach as a writer. It's not just your platform that matters. Your project matters. So get to work on those 3 things and craft your compelling book proposal. I'm Ann Croker, writing coach. Thank you for watching.